Hey everybody, Chris the Cop here. Welcome back. I'm with Gamology on another episode of Experts React. I'm reacting to hostage situations in video games. And why am I here? Well, if you know me, you know I'm a SWAT commander, SWAT operator, and police officer of 25 years. So let's see what the game developers got right, what they got wrong, and what's just pure Hollywood.
Enough chit-chat. Finish her.
Wait! The mob guys attacked us! I have no beef with you guys! You took them out! We can—
Boom.
NYPD, drop them!
Boom.
Nope. Finish her!
Oh God, no!
All the bad things.
Let's talk about that real quick. As soon as he saw that gun pointed at her, he had every legal right to shoot him in the head. You're not going to wait for him to turn on you. You don't have to announce yourself that you're a police officer. There is case law that says you don't have to announce yourself as a police officer. There's nothing that says a police officer has to give away their advantage. And I'm sure there are people right now screaming at the screen like, see, I told you about cops. No, we don't have to give away the advantage. In that situation, door goes open. That's a bad guy pointing a gun at a hostage. You can neutralize that bad guy immediately because that's the scenario right there. That's exactly the reason why is that boom, shoot the hostage, and now you're in a firefight. So that's not a let's wait around. Let's take care of the situation now. Yeah, he should have definitely shot that suspect immediately. He's shooting them anyways. So there we go. Ooh, a little Rainbow Six.
The door upstairs is barricaded. One just grabbed her. Shit. He's using her as a shield.
Okay, so let's talk about this right off the bat. The technology that they're using right here is real technology. We have robot drones that we can send in. They're just on little wheels that are so small to the ground that we can remote control them. It actually would look just like that dumbbell right there if they weren't paying attention. So this would definitely give us not only a view, but we can also listen in, and it would give us the idea of what is actually going on here before we make any move. Let's see what else happens here.
I'm gonna breach the ceiling. Just wait for my go.
Got it. Come on, Dante.
Breaching. Go, breach!
All right. Got him. Cool.
Okay, so this is what we would call a dynamic rescue. Now, those breaching, room, wall, roof, blow up things, that's probably military grade stuff. And municipal law enforcement, we do have depth cord that you can go ahead and wrap it around, make that explosion to go ahead and make entry. Now, ceiling. I'm trying to think here if I've actually ever seen a ceiling breach. You got to remember the distance between a floor and a ceiling at minimum, based upon building code, is 9 feet. So if you were an operator jumping from that distance down below, you're making an 11-foot drop. With all of the gear that you have on, which is 60 pounds of gear minimum, you're going to break your ankle. So that part is not realistic. Now, I love the part, the distraction. You got the distraction blowing up from the top. You got the distraction blowing in from the side. That would have probably been a flashbang scenario. Throw the flashbang in there as soon as you do the breach. Just overload the senses of the suspects. Not too bad of a scenario, though. I could see the military doing something like this. But as far as civilian SWAT, maybe breach a wall, throw a flashbang. But this would be a tough one. But still, though, it worked. Yeah, that was a good technique.
Everything's blocked.
Clear one out.
Nice shotgun in the front. Love it. Love it.
Kitchen! Right there!
No, we got this. Get her out.
I got him!
Window upstairs, go.
Whoa, wait! She's
Oh.
down. I have to revive her. Cover me!
I got you. Get out of here.
All right.
I'm serious. I'm being lit up here, man. Shit. He got me.
All right, I got the window.
Go.
I love it. That was actually, I felt like I was watching a movie. All right, so a couple things on that one. Let's talk about the guy with the shotgun. That is some great classic. I know we would have had the shield guy in front with the shotgun over. We would not have the guy with the shotgun leading. We definitely want that shield to be able to take those rounds and give the guy with the shotgun the opportunity to take out any suspects that are trying to take us out. But I love that whole rescue. That was actually kind of cool. Both the gameplay, the techniques being used, that was actually really enjoyable to watch. So I don't have really any grief about that. Once again, it is a game, but that was actually kind of cool. I really enjoyed that clip. Little GTA here. Well, I played this game, so it's kind of reminiscent. Oh.
Die, Nico. Stay away or he is dead.
Okay, so, nice headshot. All right, so let's talk about this little blip here. In a real hostage situation, with the gun being held at the hostage, definitely you have a shoot scenario. Any police officer SWAT operator, sniper does not have to ask permission like you see in the movies. Like, I got one cleared to shoot. That actually doesn't exist. The rules of engagement for a hostage situation is basically Graham versus Connor. That's a case law here in the United States, which basically tells us that we're only allowed to use that force that's reasonably necessary to effect arrest, keep someone from harm, or keep ourselves from harm. So in this situation, with the fact that the guy has the gun like this, if you have a clear shot, you can shoot. Now, at that distance, I don't know if I want to use a handgun. I would rather use what we call a long rifle, which is an AR-15 M4 platform. I would feel very confident at that distance taking that shot. You would definitely, though, try to negotiate with the person, like, hey, put the gun down, put the gun down. But given the fact that they're pointing at that person, you know, you're trying to save that person, so you just don't know if you're going to have, I guess, the ability to be able to talk this person down. You just don't know when the person's going to pull the trigger. That's why if they're holding that gun in a threatening manner, that any police officer could go ahead and take that shot. What sometimes people don't realize is that it does take a while for SWAT to arrive on scene. So while this would be a SWAT situation along with the crisis negotiating team, they just may not arrive in time, and hence the reason why regular patrol officers have to be ready to respond to this stuff. So I would definitely take that shot. I love exploding cars. I've seen some cars take a lot of rounds, and I don't think I've ever had one. Well, I know I've never had one explode. So here's the thing with the drone. Yes, there's drone technology like that, but your operator, as an operator, when we use drones, it is a well thought out plan. We actually have operators that are only doing the drone only. They're not doing anything else. And they're usually at the CP, providing us the intelligence, so that way the team commander and team leader could make a better informed decision. So a little interesting here to see it being used like this in the game. Oh, wow. So this situation, this is just an all-out terrorist attack in downtown London. This is all hands on deck, man. This is an active shooter situation. You're going to go basically balls to the wall and neutralize every suspect out there. This is a intense situation. This is something that definitely law enforcement right away would be overwhelmed. However, we have talked about these scenarios, especially after the Dubai terrorist attack at the mall, was that if we had a large terrorist contingency like this, what would we do as far as local law enforcement? And we have a lot of plans in place for this very situation, but it would be, ROEs would definitely have changed at this point in time, because now you're just trying to save as many lives as you possibly can. So yeah, this would be one of that scenario where definitely don't want to see that.
This is Saber 2.
I can only imagine the radio traffic that would be out there. It'd be chaotic like this. This situation, we're not waiting for anything. You're going to go and engage. You're in a hostage. You're in an HRT situation. This is going to be high speed, and let's get it done.
Get it off me! Tell me I'm not one of them!
All stations, we have a man with a bomb strapped to it. Keep on it. It's going off.
I can't get it. No time! Help me! Help me! Wait! What are you doing? No!
Wow. Did he do the right thing or the wrong thing? I gotta give it to him, man. That's the right thing to do. That would be a tough decision to make given the timing of that. See, this is where they tell us in law enforcement that you gotta always have a plan. If they run, what are you gonna do? Or if they try to engage you, what are you gonna do? You should always be formulating a plan in your mind, so that way when something does happen, you're not like surprised about it. That's the thing with this. Not that we could plan for every situation, but this is one of those things where what happens if you did come across a person with a bomb vest? What would you do? Would you back out? Given the fact that you have all those other hostages, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the one. It's that old proverb. Yeah, you got to give it to the guy for doing that.
Execute.
I wish it was that slow.
Overlord, Hunter, we have the package.
I don't know if you would not have used some type of distraction device on that one. That would seem more of a distraction device. Get one person, what we call break and rake the window, and then throw a distraction device in there. Well, that could go wrong in the old window hop thing, especially there's going to be shards. Well, that's all that type of stuff. But I think we'd have done a distraction device and then entered at that point in time.
At least give me a weapon! I can fight!
We don't need you getting shot again, sir.
Yeah, I wouldn't be giving him a weapon either.
RPG
Yeah, that one where it was a little, that was a little Hollywood-ish. I think, you know, the handgun, don't get me wrong, handgun is more of a close quarters weapon. Shooting from those distances, I really would not want to be doing. I get it, you got to hold that hostage down, but at that point in time, man, you got to get that rifle up and start taking out some of those bad guys, especially in that when they're in that little tunnel area and he was shooting out there. I would feel really good about the handgun there. But yeah, once again, though, it's a game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that is it for this episode. Now, we talked about this. What was real, what was fake, and what was Hollywood? You heard my comments. The majority of the stuff in the games are definitely like Hollywood-ish. They take some of what we do in real life in both civilian SWAT and the military, and they kind of combine it for the gameplay. I get it. I'm not going to be like totally like at these game developers like, why didn't you guys do this and why didn't you do that? Because you got to have a fun game to play. If not, people would not want to play the games. Just like all the weapons. There are only so many weapons that a real SWAT team has, and then you look at some of these games like Ready or Not and so forth, and they have like just a ton of different weapons you can use, some being very unrealistic. Well, yes, because they definitely want to give players different options, so once again, you keep coming back. I think the game that gets it most right on the whole sniper thing is probably Modern Warfare, because you got to use your thumb switch to like slow your breathing down, the heart rate, so that way you can take that nice steady shot. Some of the games are just complete Hollywood fabrication, as you see with they'll throw in the sensors and you can get readouts of what's inside of a room and all that type of stuff. That technology, if it's available, is not for municipal SWAT teams. Maybe the military has some stuff like that. We are getting kind of sophisticated though, because we definitely have drones. But once again, like I was saying, drones are a one-person operation assigned to the command post. They're not out there on the stick. It was really enjoyable. Lots of good gameplay. Lots of cool hostage situations that you can hear. If the suspect has the ability to be able to kill a hostage, you have everything on your side to be able to take them out before they do that. You don't have to announce yourself. You don't have to ask for permission. These are all things that have already been codified in law here in the United States. So we can go ahead and take those shots, because definitely we want law enforcement to take those shots. And are there situations where we get it wrong? Absolutely there are. Are there situations where officers should have done something? I think some recent events, lack of communication, lack of training. So these are all things that kind of remind us that we got to stay on our A game. And when we think we know how to actually take care of a situation, we got to say, okay, but what if? And that's like what I like about a lot of these games. These games are like to be what ifs, what if this, what if that. But definitely enjoyable, definitely enjoyable.
If you enjoyed this React video, check out this one where a real cop discovers roleplay in GTA 5.
Second there, Pursuit. You can keep going with your 20s right now. Looks like he might be surrendering here.
And that's why we don't bypass vehicles.